Hi, this is Albie Mitchell. I'm coming at you with my next installation of my video blog. So I wanted to showcase a project that I made. So this is a metal dachshund that I designed and cut using the plasmacutter in our class. So we use some high-tech tools and technology. But the way that I went about doing this was pretty simple. So I came up with this idea that I wanted to make a simple decorative object. So I used to have a dachshund, so I like dachshunds, and I wanted to make a dog that looked like it. I feel like they already kind of look like cartoons, so it was a fun way to make something. And the way that I went about creating this was that I had to figure out kind of what I wanted it to look like at the end, which is about like this. I think I found a piece of clip art that had the silhouette of a dachshund on it, and I used that as my starting point. And then I kind of thought about how I wanted this to unfold. So if you look at it, it's got that back part there, so it unfolds here this way, and then also there's the head, which has this neck piece, so that also folds out flat. So I had to think about how I wanted it to look, and then kind of go backwards and figure out what it might look like on a piece of paper all flattened out. So I did that, and then I used our laser cutter to cut it out of paper first before I cut anything out of metal. I used that as a prototype or a test to figure out how I wanted this to be. It was also a way to kind of check the size of it and do a couple of other things. So the prototype turned out well, so I was able to continue and actually cut out a finished version of this. So I did make a few changes between the initial prototype and this one, so I made it a little bit smaller, and part of that was to get more out of each piece of material. And then I had to go through a couple of rounds where I tweaked exactly, because you can see here how some of these cuts don't go all the way through it, so that's what allows me to bend this somewhat easily. So I had to play with it a little bit to get it so that it wasn't too hard to bend, but also not so weak that it would just fall apart. So that was my process for creativity and innovation. So it started with an idea. I then looked for other resources to help me make it, like clip art. I then created a prototype. I looked at it, I evaluated it, and I found ways to improve it, and then I made the finished product. And that wasn't really the end of it. I've made more of these since then, and I continue to adjust and tweak them. But that's my story here about how I've been learning how to use creativity and innovation through my class. Have a great day.